Hey guys, good morning. It's been a while since I've been on here doing a tutorial for workouts. This morning I actually want to focus on core strength, our posterior chain. I want to talk about um, doing chores in your everyday life, whether you're off to work, you're sitting at the desk, you're at the grocery store, you're carrying grocery bags inside the house, you're cutting the grass, you're picking something up. If you have small kids, you know, if you're holding on to your young one for long periods of time, you want to build core strength. You want, if you want to improve balance and posture, stability, all that. So these are things I do throughout the week in between my training sessions. Um, I haven't done them a lot lately, but I know I need to emphasize more on that myself. But especially if you have any sort of impingements, I want to show you guys just a couple of quick movements that are they're very, very low impact on your joints, but these movements will help strengthen your core, strengthen your joints, your ligaments, your tendons. They're fantastic. It's mostly isometric holds. Uh, some movements involved here as well, but the idea here is to really engage our core and focus and emphasize on our low back strength, our stabilizer muscles, so that we can perform better every day. We have better posture, and like I said, it's fantastic because I've even noticed myself. I used to incorporate these a lot more, and back probably a year ago, I don't want to neglect these. These are actually really important, and I want to emphasize that we should all be doing these a few times a week at least. But I had one of my clients doing a few of these exercises, and over the course of a couple of weeks, they were like, "Oh wow, like I feel better in certain ways." And I said, "Great, let's stick with that." So, just a basic isometric hold. It's great. It activates your shoulder muscles, engages your core, it strengthens your low back. And like I said, these are all low impact and very safe on your joints and your tendons and your ligaments. And while doing so, it'll strengthen all of them. So, to show you guys really briefly, I'm sure you guys all have heard of a plank. Actually, one day I want to do a plank challenge, and I want everybody to actually get involved and see how long you guys can hold a plank for. I remember a couple of years ago, I put on one of my favorite songs. I remember one time, and I held the plank for about 3.5 minutes, for almost 4 minutes. It's quite a challenge, but you'll feel like, oh, it's not doing much, but in fact, it works wonders. It's amazing. Overall strength, it helps with your your core muscles, your stabilizer muscles, your posterior chain. You're engaging right now, like so. You're on your forearms. Ideally, you want roughly to be shoulder width apart. Your forearms straight out in front of you, and you just want to the idea here is you're assuming almost a push-up position. So you want to keep your back flat, and you want to tighten your abs and hold this as long as you can. So like I said, it feels like it may not be doing a whole lot, but in fact, if you put this in your routine weekly, you'll notice over time you'll see like you're doing certain things in your daily life, and it works wonders. So that's one movement. So like I said, you want to keep your back flat, engage your core, and try and breathe while you're doing the exercise. I know it's kind of hard to engage your core and breathe, but we want to focus on breathing. This helps. It's very beneficial. It's good for blood flow. It's good for everything. And another quick variation we can do, it's a little more challenging, is where you do your side plank. So you try and keep your shoulder and your forearm in line over top of each other. I don't know if you guys can see me okay. Yeah. So we want to keep our feet together, We want to keep our body straight, and we want to hold ourselves up on our forearm. And again, we want to engage our core. This is really good for your hip flexors. And what you can do is you can do repetitions. So you can drop your hips down, just barely touching the floor, and come back up. So we're dropping our hips and we're coming back up. They look easy, but so each side you want to do it. You want to be equal on both sides, right? So, but to start, if you've never done this before, just try and do a hold for about 10 seconds. And then from there, you can work your way up to a longer hold. And then you can drop your hips. It's a very safe and gentle hold that you can do. So you just drop your hip down and then back up. So that's it's a fantastic movement. It builds overall strength. It's good for engaging your core. Your low back is involved. It's also going to help you perform in the gym a lot better. So whether you're doing lunges, deadlifts, squats, all of that, it's super beneficial to incorporate that. I'd say, you don't have to do it every day, but I would say definitely try to program this. Like I try to teach my clients, I want them to program this in between their workout sessions twice a week at least. Spend about 10 to 15 minutes doing all these exercises, because in the long run, like I said, it's not only going to help you perform better in the gym, but if you're an athlete, it'll help you with that. Like if you're, whether you're on the playing field or if you play tennis, all this stuff is good for your core. Another one is a classic. It looks so easy, and I saw this years ago when I saw someone doing it. I'm like, that can't be that bad. Well, let me tell you guys, this is a lot harder than it looks. And you can make it a lot more challenging. I'm kind of working my way up to that, but I want to bring you guys a bit closer, way over there. So this is it's a basic wall sit. So what we're going to do is we're going to have our feet shoulder width apart, okay? And we're going to assume a sitting position. So we're going to go into a 90-degree position so that your knees are not tracking over your toes. It's like you're sitting in a chair. Instantly, okay, your legs, this is amazing on your knees, on your tendons, on your ankle mobility. It's a night and day freaking difference as to what it can do for the power that your legs can generate through lifts, through squats. Like, it's another great. It's an isometric hold that, like I said, it's deceiving. So the idea here is to do shoulder width apart, engage your core, flex, and you kind of want to arch your back, but keep your upper back against the wall. And we're just going to sit here and hold this as long as we can. Just have your hands, if you like, you have your hands up above, just up in the air, or just have your hands in your lap, resting. But man, this activates your quads, your hands, your glutes. Now you can sit, like you can put your feet further apart for more of a challenge. What you could also do is you can put a small weight on your lap, just to make it more of a challenge. But for starting, like if you're just starting out and if you're new to this movement or exercise, I recommend just like holding it for starters, like do 10 seconds, do 1 or 2 rounds, but don't let your posture break. So try and keep that posture in place as long as you can. It's tough. Wow. But like I said, your legs, they will be on fire. Like it's an unreal